Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman with the DC camp, branch of Great Millstone, back from the video. First and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors, once again, go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, and also who post numerous videos, all right, on the internet, further help push this truth out across the four corners of the earth to wake up the remaining, hopefully elect. And that's what we're doing here because time is short. All right. So what we have here, hey, that black woman. But in this, she's right. She's pointing out that, well, let's get this out of the way. The copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, person use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, so as I was about to say, she's going to go in on this greedy so-called white man, the nation of Edom, all right? And just telling you the truth, this country is messed up because of them. Even though they're going to try to point fingers, of course, you know, everyone likes to blame Jake, all right, just because it's in their power to do so. But when you look at the cold hard facts, it's them. They're the ones that are mostly on welfare. You have this state that they're sponsoring, which is Israel. All right. The last 3 years or so, it's been Ukraine also. But what it boils down to is the same people, so they get to double dip. I'm talking about the Ukrainians and the Israelis. All right, same people. All right, so, but again, nothing for the people to actually need it or deserve it. Yeah, how about that? So let's go ahead and roll this. Let her cook. Hold on. Oh, why is no sound being played?
So a lot of brothers and sisters are really speaking out and waking up about the issues in this country. And you got our sister right here. She gonna cook them folks. Oh, because you know what? When you look at how this country is $37 trillion in debt, $37 trillion. Listen, if you know somebody not good with money, you don't really let them continue to be, handling the money, right? And these people that claim they have such a high IQ, oh, they claim they're so smart, yet they're $37 trillion in debt and counting, right? Let's go ahead and play what our sister had to say because she really gonna speak for a lot of us.
I'm gonna go on record and say this country is up because of white people. Y'all been running while y'all sit up here and talk about black people and brown people and how we come in this country and take and the Mexicans come in here and immigrants come in here and migrants come in this country and da 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 da. But the reality is y'all mother been running the country. So it is fucked up because of y'all, because of white people. That's it. It ain't got to do with nothing other than you mother and y'all greed. That's what need to be talking about. How y'all sitting up here trying to hide your hands like y'all ain't got us in this goddamn predicament in the first place. Y'all and y'all mother racist ass views. Y'all and y'all mother mayo infused ancestors. Y'all got us here. So how do I get this out? It's y'all responsibility to get this out. Y'all been running the country. So we'll wait to see what y'all want to tell us that y'all gonna do to fix it. Because y'all put that stupid in there knowing he was dumb, knowing that got a third grade education, knowing that is slow. He kind of got y'all, and now y'all mad at the world because...
Yeah, he did, but that was them. See, their hatred for us was used against them. All right. So now they're catching hell, and now they want to look at Jake as, with side eye because we're not upset out there marching and all these traps that they've set up for us. hadn't quite worked. So now they're here in D.C. Several other states, Louisiana, West Virginia, and two or three more have sent their National Guard soldiers up here. So, wow. You always got to try to antagonize Jake, because they want so badly to be able to come hard at Jake. They tried the Cincinnati thing, and that blew up in their face, and a couple other things. And it's like, what else are they going to do? But we know they're going to keep trying because, well, you got to look at history there. That's just who they are. Their hatred for us knows no bounds, really. But you're also dealing with a greedy and covetous man. All right, we go to Habakkuk second chapter on that one. All right, and this is what he's. Well, in fact, let's go there. Let's go straight to the point. Because I could start at 4, but and then we'll come back to this right here. Let's go on down to Habakkuk. Yeah, just all this money missing, and this is another thing that's happening with this vendetta, which seems to be personal, because you got to still ask yourself, Biden pardoned a lot of his family members and others. Why? All right. The thought was that a lot of this, because Kamala was expected to win. And in doing so, a lot of this shit that's coming out probably wouldn't have seen the light of day, at least for a while. All right, with all this shit missing, with all the kids and all that. But this is Habakkuk 2 and 9. It says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness, to his house that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So we know this is a covetous man. Let's see, covetous. Let's see, Strong's H1214. All right, all right. Let's see, greedily. All right. I'm gonna go one further here because that doesn't quite cover it. Let's go to avarice. All right. It says insatiable greed for riches, insatiable, inordinate, miserly desire to gain and hoard wealth. Who's the most famous miser that we ever heard of growing up? Think about it. All right. He says desire to gain and hoard wealth. Ebenezer Scrooge, right? That character. All right. Let's see. Reprehensible acquisitiveness. Again, insatiable desire for wealth. All right, and it goes into the 7 deadly sins. Extreme greed for material wealth. This is that devil. All right, he'll sit there and watch you starve like he did. He plays this game. All right, when it's in their power to correct all of this. All right, but no, they're such wicked and demonic individuals. They don't want that. All right, it says excessive desire for more than one needs or deserves. All right, doesn't that? Oh, okay. Let's go on back to Job. All right. Wait a minute. Let's see. No, let's go to Psalms. Stay in Psalms. I think it's 73rd chapter. Hold on, it's been a while since I read that. 73rd. It says, hold on. The hell am I thinking? So I can, oh boy. I should have went with my first thought. Let's go to 21. I'll go with 20, but I want to get this and let her talk some more. All right, this is them. All right, it says, Verse 7, it says, "Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established, all right, in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them." All right. "Their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf." And this one right here, I skipped over it, but this one it says their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. When you go to Hebrews 12th chapter, starting at 6, about those being chastised, all right, as opposed to those that are not, and those that are not are bastards. Well, yeah, that should worry you. All right. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Let's see. "They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp, and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways." And that's the thing. This is being run, all right, by people that, in fact, now I'll go back to Psalms 10 and let's see, 4, I think it is. Yes, Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, oh, are these some proud devils, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. So they'll tell you, you know, talk all this shit about America was blessed by the Most High. Well, they say God, but come on, which God are they talking about? All right. And wow, here we go.
Black people said that because the Mexicans, y'all went y'all stupid ass out there and voted for them. Oh, Mexicans for Trump. And look at you stupid. Yo, I swear to God. This point is not funny, but you gotta laugh to keep them punching over goofy in the face. You gotta laugh to keep them losing. Yo, black people have always found human initiative because we know how y'all mother get down. Y'all ain't never with us. I don't give up how many black friends you got. Y'all ain't never with us like that. Stop fronting and acknowledge that y'all is country. Don't try to be allies with us now, man. If y'all, that's exactly how I feel. I don't want to be allies with y'all. I really thought when I was teaching yoga that I had an ally, and I quickly learned that them mother is all about self. The moment that they feel like we getting out of line or we getting too big, they want to pull us back to where we were. All that Kamala, that people, man, the mothers will never change. They'll never change because they ain't willing to hold their ancestors accountable. While black people have been focused for so many years on breaking generational curses, you need to think about breaking generational curses. Black people talk all the time about how things happen and generational curses happen and how so many of us are trying to break those curses. But where are y'all?
Yeah, and that's why these people were set up, all right, to to punish us. Well, let me go. God, let me go. Then I go back to Deuteronomy. Psalm 17. All right, this is what they were set up for. They are the wicked. They have no problems doing what they've done. All right. And as it says in Isaiah 14, with a continual stroke, they never let up. And that's another thing people looking from the outside in don't understand. They've continually had their foot on our necks. All right. They come over here and talk all that shit. Well, y'all been over here so long. Why haven't you risen? I got my doctorate and all this other bullshit. All right. That's why Jake has said, and fuck y'all. You know, y'all deal with, because Jake has for decades offered their hand, offered, but these other nations have always said, nah, y'all lazy and all this shit, and you know, that's a whole nother video. But anyway, this is Psalm 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Most High, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked." That's who we're dealing with, which is thy sword. So here's the instrument by which the Most High is punishing us. All right.
when y'all are trying needing to break those curses within your own families. This racist ass that's got us where the fuck we are. Y'all don't give a fuck about nobody but yourself. Y'all lie and cheat and steal to get exactly where the fuck you are. Y'all use black people and all the we bring to the table to get to where the fuck you are. And then you have these mothers running around here talking about some government assistance. Y'all, cause you motherfuckers on government assistance too. Kiss my fucking ass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
I gotta put this out there because they are the instrument. I leave it to the so-called black woman. Boy. This is what actually. Let me start up here because we were supposed to be an example to the other nations. All right, and the laws, statutes, and commandments, which are not for everybody, but which are ours. But you can already guess as to what happened. God dang it, what is, okay, hold on. Come on now. The hell? Anyway, there we go. Okay. All right, Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. That doesn't say everybody. Even as the Lord thy God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who hath the Most High so nigh? Because you have to understand, this is after we came out of Egypt and everybody knew what the Most High did for us, all right, and to our enemy, all right. And even after all this, Israel's, even to this day, wants to be like the other nations, all right. And what are we reading here? Exactly. And this is why we're being punished. All right, it says, for what nation is there so great who hath the Most High so nigh unto them as the Most High Yahweh our God in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. And this is what, when it goes into Sirach, let me change it over. All right, when it tells you about teaching, because this devil knows what he's doing when he's getting these children. It says Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 30 verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. All right, and when we go to, since I'm on that, this is what it means in Proverbs. All right, and this is what this devil does with having drag queens and all kinds of abominations teach your children early. All right, this is Proverbs 22 and 6. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. All right, this devil knows what he's doing. All right, the thing is, a lot of our people, because they've been told, you know, but then again, these are these spirits that are coming back. And these are these spirits that were, in the Lord's time, even before, is that proves reincarnation right there. All right, or regeneration in the New Testament, as it calls it. But Jake's not going to take heed. You got to understand, there's a reason that the 2/3 is the 2/3. They just, Proverbs, since we're on that, let's go one chapter back and go to Proverbs 21 and 16 here, because this is what you're dealing with a lot of Jake. They're just gone. All right, they're never going to get it from the neck up. And this is what they are. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Because at the end of the day, Let's go back to Psalms. All right. This is Psalm 73. All right. And what does it say here? All right. It says, so foolish was I and ignorant. A lot of Jake, just ignorant. They don't know, and what's worse, they don't want to know. It says, I was as a beast before thee. All right. Let's go back to the video.
Our sister was cooking. Our sister was cooking. And you look at all the condition that America is in right now, it is because of their stewardship. They cannot blame black people. We have not been in no position, none, to run this country. We haven't ran the banks. We haven't ran the military. We haven't ran the government. Now, some of them will try to be a genius and say, oh, well, yeah, you got cities where got black mayors. These so-called black mayors serve you. They serve you. They make sure white folks is taken care of in those cities. And black folks are at the bottom, even with a black mayor, even with a black city council, because they understand the rules of politics in America. Number one, you cannot help black people. Number two, you cannot harm or punish white people in no way, shape, form, or fashion. As long as they follow those two rules of politics, as long as they follow those two rules, they'll stay in their positions and they'll be okay. They'll collect their checks. So the black politician is a servant of you. He's not a servant of us, or she is not a servant of us. Look at the Democrat Party. You got the Congressional Black Caucus. And what do they talk about? Immigration, LGBT, abortion. That's what they talk about.
He makes a good point because they're useless for us. They're out for everybody else. And then people don't understand that's a strategy in and of itself. Everything's designed to keep us weak as a people. You go to Psalms 83rd chapter. Again, more evidence that they know exactly who we are. Every other nation's charter, whether it's La Raza, even though those are our people, I'm just talking about, these organizations as they stand. They're about helping them. We're not on their minds. So what good? Oh, and another game they playing. When we talk about the Congressional Black Caucus, you have to understand a lot of those, and this is what these devils, these sneaky bastards, a lot of them are immigrants in and of themselves. So guess what they're about? Immigration. Anything that's for not strengthening us, I'm talking about, they use that term FBA, foundational black, I hate that, but that's what's being done. See, they don't have that history coming from where they come from. They don't have that history that we have here in America. And that's what these devils are hoping for. So when they say, the issue of reparations, let's just pick that one, that's the big one, comes up, well, of course, they're going to say, well, reparations? Well, why should my, tax dollars go for that? I wasn't, and exactly, you weren't here. So, oh man, we got to get the fuck up out of here because this is never meant for us. And that's why we're here trying to tell our people out there on the highways and byways, hey, this is just time for this grace period. You use that time to get yourself right while Yahweh shine. All right, because this place is done. All right, done. Finito, done.
They don't talk about reparations, anti-black hate crime bill.
Nope.
They don't talk about gentrification.
Nope.
They don't talk about how we're losing our homes for high dollar water bills. I've seen a story out of Brooklyn, an elder in our community. His home was paid off in Brooklyn. He's going to lose his home because I think of a couple of $1,000 water bill. Now, some of you may say, well, why don't he just pay it? It's a couple of $1,000. When you get elderly and you just didn't have it like that, you don't have.
Better yet, you mean to tell me some of these so-called celebrities within our so-called community haven't got wind of this? That's New York. What about Denzel or whoever else is up there. Now, man, I'm just putting that out there. Probably they, I don't know where they stay, but it just, wow, something is, I won't say small. That's, not to trivialize it, but come on now. Wow.
Thousands of dollars to pay. You just don't. I believe utilities should be wrapped up in taxes. Nobody should be paying utilities. I believe light, water, gas, all that should be wrapped in tax, in sales tax. I'd rather pay a high sales tax and everybody get free light, free water, free gas. It's not free because you're paying for it through the taxes. But at that point, it would have to be basically ran by the government at that point, if you did that. Because you wouldn't have all these private companies running around charging whatever the hell they want to charge. But these people have ruined everything. And you're going to see throughout the years how it's going to get progressively worse. It's going to get worse. And all we got to do is sit back and say, hey, y'all did that. Y'all ruined the economy. Y'all ruined this. Y'all ruined that. You can't look this way. Black people on Section 8 didn't ruin anything. They're waiting for a Section 8. And more y'all on Section 8, like the sister talking about, more of them on government assistance than us.
And you have that welfare state of Israel. Also, Ukraine. Which in that case, they're double dipping because it's the same people. And you wow, you can't make this shit up, man. All that money they just pour on over there for what? A proxy war. And you can't take care of your people over here because you elected not to. And these Americans, well, I should say the right kind of American, is fed up with it because that's, let's face it, that's what it takes, right? They're not going to do anything when it's Jake. So this shit is about to come to a head, all right? That's why we're saying, hey, have your shit in order.
And that's all the reason why we have government assistance. Trust me, if any of them programs were specifically for black people, do you really think we would have that program right now?
Nope.
Do you really think that they would be making sure that those programs stay funded? No. They use the propaganda against us as black Americans. Try to say we're the face of government assistance, Section 8, welfare, food stamps. But they are the true face of it. They ruined the system. They were trillions of dollars in the surplus, got in debt. They the majority on the drugs. They the majority in poverty. But yet they say they smarter than us. And yet they say they got we're the problem. No, actually they are the problem. And the whole world is starting to see it every day that they are the problem.
Yep.
Like I said, we at this point, black people, we don't have to do nothing but just to sit back and watch at this point.
Exactly.
We don't have to do nothing. I promise you, we don't have to do nothing. Everything that Trump is doing, it makes them look bad. What Trump is doing right now in D.C., that doesn't make them look good. They make them look bad.
And I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm just hoping that Jake doesn't get into their emotions. All right. I saw a little something this morning where you got this, from what I see, this group of women going around trying to teach these YNs to breathe, just breathing exercises. Yeah, I saw that on the news this morning. Yesterday morning now. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, you got 30 cops in one area harassing people. That is not a good look. That's not showing you cleaning up crime. Crime, like you go to the areas where all the real crime at and get all the gangbangers and the drug dealers. We haven't seen them haul off a bunch of gang members. We haven't seen him haul off the drug dealers. You're harassing everyday citizens for stupidity. That's not a good look on you. It's not. It makes you look horrible before the world. Like I said, we don't have to do nothing but sit back and just watch at this point. I told y'all that. And I still tell black people, continue to rest, do your thing. When we fight, we're going to fight for black America. That's all we fighting for. Now, I always said if somebody's a rider outside our community and they and on an individual basis, because they always been down with us, then okay, we can support that individual. We don't support your group. We support the individual.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI. I'm going to show you a way to...
But no, for me, I ain't fighting for nothing for them. No, I fight for black people. I only fight for black people, period. Because if my people fought for them, they look how they treated us. We go fight multiple wars for this country, no respect, still calling us the N-word. Come back from World War I, World War II, and black men are being put in trees. But yeah, they talking about fighting for this country. Man, nah, we done enough. How I feel about it personally, I don't believe no black people should be in the military. No. Now, if you want to go do it because you want certain benefits, that's on you. That's a choice, right? But I always said, until you stop calling us the N-word, until we get our reparations, we shouldn't even think about that. I think we've done enough for this country. We've done enough. It's our time now. It's our time. So, yes, they ruined everything. You doggone right, sister, they ruined everything. And you got to keep throwing that in their face, too. Tell them, who got the country trillions of dollars in debt? Was it black people? Why the infrastructure is crumbling? Is that because of black people? Why you got dirty water in places like Flint still to this day? Is that because of black people? We're not controlling any of that. Y'all ruin everything. And they don't like when we tell them the truth. So
Yeah, that's scriptural too, because when you go to Malachi, got to go there. It tells you, I'm just going to go straight to the point. I encourage you, to read 1 through 3, but the point is in 4. All right. It says, whereas Edom, that's the so-called white man, saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Most High, Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Most High, Yahweh, hath indignation forever. Indignation forever. All right. All right. Strong's H 2194. All right. It says to foam at the mouth, to abhor, abominable, angry. All right. To be enraged. This is how the Most High. This is. He said he's so angry, foaming at, if he could, at the mouth. That's how he hates these so-called white people, these Edomites. That's their biblical nationality, Edom. All right.
So you don't like what we say, fix it. Matter of fact, you like what we say, just give reparations, and maybe we could have a different
It's not gonna happen.
assessment. Because like Judge Mathis said, shout out to him, he said that they could easily do reparations, just cut the military budget in half, and just do that for the next 20 years. That could be the reparations. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah,
you could.
Judge Mathis. No.
Don't you think you got enough weapons already and bombs and all of that? You got to keep giving so much money to military? I mean,
No, because that's his blessing. Of course he's not going to get it. He can never feel secure enough. It's not going to help him in the end, but,
it's silly. But we just sit back and watch, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and watch, because
Watch
the show is going to be awesome. I promise you. I told y'all, look for 2030. That's going to be an interesting year.
All right, there you go. All right. So, yeah. Let's see. Did I have anything else? Oh, yeah. As far as reparations go, this is our reparations. This is Revelation chapter 13 and 10. I mean, you going to trust this piece of shit? Because he just may very well give it to you, but on the condition that you take a certain, you know, medical device, implant it within you. This is Revelation 13 and 10, just so happens to be in this same chapter here. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, and the saints of the Israelites, and the Israelites only. All right, so, yeah. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Thus saith the scriptures. So with that, I hope once again that everyone that views the video has been edified. All right, and to remind you once again, especially in these times, all right, to remain circumspect. All right, so with that, until the next video, shalom.